All right, let's talk about breaking the cycle. You know the one, the cycle of empty promises we make to ourselves year after year. This is all about what it really takes to make lasting change. Not next year, not next month, but right now.
So the calendar flips, right? And that big question just lands right in your lap. Is this actually going to be a New Year, New You situation? Or are we just looking at a rerun of last year? And look, let's just be real for a second. The person you are today, well, you've created the life you have today. So if you want a different life, something fundamental has to shift. Because the hard truth is, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Man, this quote, it just cuts right through all the excuses, doesn't it? Waiting around for a special day to start improving your life is basically saying that today, right now, isn't worth the effort. That's a powerful thought, and yeah, maybe a little uncomfortable.
Okay, so let's really dig into why we fall into this trap in the first place. We're about to unpack that whole cycle of waiting and overthinking and making excuses that keeps us exactly where we are year after year. And that's the thing, it's a lie we tell ourselves. The new year is just a date on the calendar. It has absolutely zero magic power. The only thing that can actually change the equation is you. Without a real shift in how you think and what you do, a new calendar is just paper on the wall.
And this leads us straight into one of our biggest enemies, analysis paralysis. You know that feeling, right? It's when you get so lost in your own thoughts, planning and worrying and weighing every single option that you just freeze. You never actually do the thing. You know that classic excuse, "Oh, I'm just a perfectionist"? It sounds good, right? Almost noble. But let's pull back the curtain on that. What's really hiding under there is the fear of not being perfect. It's the fear of failing. So we use perfectionism as a really convenient shield to never even get in the game.
And if you're wondering what the real cost of staying stuck is, well, it's heavy. It isn't just about missing out on a few opportunities. It's about getting to the end of your life, looking back, and coming face to face with the person you could have been, if only you'd found the courage to act. Okay, so we spent some time in the problem. Now it's time to pivot to the solution, and it all boils down to one simple, incredibly powerful idea: the choice that you make in this very moment. And this right here, this is the heart of it all. When you're truly serious about changing, you don't need a holiday or a new calendar. You just need a new moment. The power isn't in the date, it's in your decision. A new life starts the second you decide it does, and that moment can be right now. So really, it boils down to a choice. You're at a fork in the road, because life is going to change, whether you like it or not. You can either sit back and let it happen to you, which means you're always reacting, always playing catch-up, or you can choose to participate, to get in the game and actually help shape where your life is headed.
Just picture an hourglass. The sand is always falling. That's time. It's the one thing you can never, ever get back. Every second you waste worrying about the past is a second you're stealing from the only thing you actually have, which is right now. And what you do now is what builds your future. All right, enough talk. Let's get practical. How do we actually do this? It's not enough to just decide you want to change, you have to take action. This part is all about the tools you need to start walking that path. So how do we turn all these big ideas into something real? We stop just dreaming and we start actually planning. A dream is fuzzy, you know? Someday I'll get in shape. A goal is specific. It's, I'm going to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I've told my friend to call me if I don't. See the difference? That's a timeline and accountability. The absolute biggest enemy of action is procrastination, right? That little voice that says, I'll do it later. So we need to create a sense of urgency. We have to program our own minds with a command that just short-circuits that delay tactic. And here it is. It's just 3 words, but they are so powerful. The second you feel that hesitation creeping in, the moment your brain starts cooking up an excuse, you just override it. Do it now. Do it now. Don't think, don't negotiate, just move. And if you're ever thinking, why the rush? Well, here's a little dose of reality for you. 75 years. That's about 75 summers, 75 winters. When you frame it like that, it's not a lot of time, is it? This is the ultimate deadline. Don't waste a single one. Okay, so here's a super practical step-by-step way to tackle this stuff. First, you get honest. Make a list of everything you're avoiding. Then, for each thing, you write down a simple plan. Break that plan into the tiniest possible steps. Your goal isn't to solve the whole problem at once. It's just to take one tiny step.
Anything to break that feeling of being frozen and to get a little momentum going. You know, there's this weird paradox about life, and it's so true. If you always choose the easy path right now, avoiding the tough workout, putting off the difficult conversation, you're basically signing up for a hard life later. But if you embrace the hard stuff now, that's what builds an easier, better life down the road.
Okay, so as we start to bring this all home, let's talk about the real victory here. What's the end game? What are we actually fighting for? Because it might not be what you think. It's time to redefine what winning actually looks like. Because look, the goal isn't just about getting the trophy, or the bigger house, or the promotion. That's all surface level stuff. The real prize, the thing that actually lasts, is the person you become while you're chasing that dream. The strength, the character, the resilience you build, that is the real victory.
And this brings us to the final and maybe the most important question you can ask yourself. When it's all said and done, when you fight your last fight, what's the story you're going to leave behind? What will your legacy be?
And that is the mindset. It's not about being arrogant. It's about having this deep, unshakable belief in your own toughness. It's an attitude that says, I will not quit, I will not back down, and I will not run. You're going to face whatever life throws at you, and you are going to endure.